Well, it's been some time since I last reviewed a video game, but I think it's time I did one. Now, though I have yet to talk about the actual TV series, which I would have done, but I didn't put it on the schedule. But I'll talk about it another time, okay? So please don't get upset. But for now, I'm going to talk about the video game adaptation of Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Dual, better known to as the Big D. Back with a video game review. Yes, after it's been sometimes since I last did one, but I figure it's time to do one. Well, in order to promote the brand new movie coming up on Disney Plus tomorrow, I'm going to talk about a video game from my childhood that I played the heck out of. Well, I haven't played this in some time since I proved to still be good like I was years back, but it'll still remain with me until I'm gone. So anyway, the game I'm going to review is Chippendale Rescue Rangers for the NES. Anyway, yes. After DuckTales was a big success for the console the previous year, there was to be a game for this here series that came out. Yep, after the success of the series, which came out the previous year, Rescue Rangers came out, originally produced by Capcom, who also developed the game. It was released on the NES in the US and in North America and Japan in 1990, and in Europe the following year. And like DuckTales, it was a million seller. I'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, Rescue Rangers is a platform game where you can play alone or with a friend, allowing them to choose which levels to access via a map of various locations throughout the city, similar to like what you could do with Mega Man or DuckTales. Now, each individual stage is set, or zone, is set up as a side-scrolling action game where you can play as Chip and Dale, or one of the two. You can walk, jump, duck, and pick up objects such as crates, apples, and balls that help defeat enemies and bosses. There's also acorns, which will restore your hit points. Also, you can collect flower icons. If you play on one player mode, you get an extra life for 100. Or if you're if you're playing two players, you get a life every 100. Or if you're single player, it's 200. Yeah, which was kind of an error in the instruction manual, as I recall reading. There's also stars to collect. Now every star is worth an extra life. You get 10 in single player mode and 20 for the I'm getting mixed up. My mistake. 20 for the single player and 10 for the two player mode. In two player mode, Chip is controller 1, Dale's controller 2. Each character can withstand only 3 direct hits before losing a life. There's no passwords either. But the game's pretty short though. The rest of the gang also appear, including Monterey Jack and Zipper, plus Gadget, who Fat Cat, their arch nemesis, kidnaps and is holding her in his casino. But, however, she has a way of getting through to our heroes, which I'll get to that in just a moment. Now, mine provides breaks through barricades to help you get to another area, and Zipper provides your invincibility. Now, our story goes as the Rescue Rangers are going on a mission to retrieve a missing kid for a girl named Mandy. Gadget goes on ahead to scout the area while Monty is sent to investigate sightings of strange mechanical dogs with Zipper. While our two central type characters, Chip and Dale, proceed through the streets and into a laboratory where they are attacked by a crazed robot. Now, to defeat a robot, Fat Cat appears and reveals that the kid was just a distraction so he could kidnap Gadget and force her to work for him. Fortunately, she is able to contact Chip and Dale by building a wireless phone, as Fat Cat was not looking, and she'll give you tips and hints along the way. Now, The map is sent to you via carrier pigeon, allowing them to navigate through the treacherous landscape and reach Fat Cat's casino. After which you'll go through zones A through G after the first level, dubbed Zone 0. And then Gadget will provide you with a rocket that'll send you to a straightforward pattern leading you through zones H through J, which will lead you to Fat Cat's headquarters in order to get him. Anyway, Rescue Rangers was Capcom's second developed Disney game after DuckTales, but it would be their third overall, counting Mickey Mouse Capade, although that was from Hudson Soft, which Capcom published. Yeah, because Hudson developed Mickey Mouse Capade. The game was produced by Tokuro Fujiwara, who recently worked on Mega Man 2 and Ghosts and Goblins. Let's see. Now, according to the game producer of this, the title was one of the least troublesome Capcom projects to meet the company's family-friendly ethics standards, with very few changes made during development. Now, the Japanese and European versions of the game contain fixes to minor graphical glitches during the opening cutscene seen in the North American release. And a leaked prototype cartridge from a private collector reveals that at one time the player was only required to collect half as many flowers and stars to gain extra lives. Anyway, now you can see a list of how many flowers and stars you got when you push the select button. The A button is to jump, B is to throw your projectile. Mostly it will be crates and what have you. Anyway, the game was well received and what have you, going on to sell 1.2 million copies worldwide and became Capcom's fourth highest selling game for the NES. And I'm going to say this was just as good as DuckTales, although I actually own this and not DuckTales, and I had trouble with that game at first, but I finally tried it again and beat that game. But I beat Rescue Rangers first, and what can I say? I love this game. It's still a great game, and it's worth checking out. It has a great soundtrack as well, including an NES, kind of an 8-bit rendition of the show's theme song, which was composed by Hiromi Fujita. Sorry if I mispronounce these here names, so I humbly apologize for that. This game also got put on the Play Choice 10 as well, the arcade system. Anywho, this game was so much fun. Give me a second. I'll show you a little bit of a sample of some screenshots. They may not be from my TV, but, well, they're worth a look at. Now, here's how the game looks and what have you. It's a pretty big world and what have you with such little guys. You can use big apples as projectiles as well. You see what the heroes are like. So it's not much, but that's what Rescue Rangers looks like if you haven't played it. So anyway, now you see what Rescue Rangers is like on the NES. I think it's a fun game, and this is one game I would highly recommend you give it a try and what have you. It's a shame we never got a remaster release like DuckTales did. Oh well. But anyway, the game would later get released on the Disney Afternoon Collection along with the DuckTales and its sequel, which would come out in 1993, the same year this game got a sequel. Unfortunately, they both came out late in the NES life cycle, but I'm not going to talk about the sequel. I'm talking about the original Rescue Rangers game only, okay? Nothing else. This game is a great game, and this is one game I would highly recommend if you're into these Disney Capcom games. Believe me, you can't go wrong with some of the good games that Capcom gave us. Now, of course, they would give us some other titles. Well, this and DuckTales and two sequels to those, and the sequel to those two, plus Tailspin, which I've also played, but I only got halfway through the game, and Darkwing Duck, which that's like the only Disney Capcom game I have yet to even play. I really wish I could find it for a good price, you know. But anyway, those are all on the Disney Afternoon Collection as well, which I now on the PS4 and a few other consoles. But anyway, yeah. Rescue Rangers is so much fun. You can probably, if you're good at this, you can probably beat this game maybe 20 to 30 minutes tops. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. At the end of each stage, there's a bonus. There's a bonus stage where you can try and pick up as many crates as you can to unlock get more flowers. Sometimes in the middle box crate on top, there's a 1-up star, which could easily net you a whole which you could probably get those almost every single time. Trust me. Anyway, like I said, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers for the NES is a childhood favorite of mine, and it still will be. So, again, look into the game. I think you'll really like it. So anyway, what are your thoughts on the Rescue Rangers game? Have you ever played it, and did you ever beat the game? You can tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the new Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, which will be coming up on Disney Plus, which has already been getting some pretty good response than I had thought. Anyway, thanks for watching. You can check out my reviews for these other video games. I'll try and do some more down the road if I can squeeze them in. First off, in the upper left-hand corner is my review for the Tiny Toon Adventures games for the NES, which that was one of my earlier videos. The upper right-hand corner is my review of the Super Nintendo port for Batman Returns, which that's one of my favorites. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of the original Super Mario Bros. Trilogy for the NES. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.